You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Cleveland Browns have come out and made a statement about Deshaun Watson and his future as of right now anyway. But I saw this statement and was like, wow, so a lot of people are going to end up getting fired in Cleveland. That's probably what's going to happen here. They're going to hang on to Deshaun Watson so long that a really good coach in Kevin Stefanski gets fired by Jimmy Haslam. Now, in case you don't believe me, well, T.C. McCartney and Alex Van Pelt already got fired because of it. Make no mistake. But I think, and all you need to know about Alex Van Pelt is he took Jacoby Brissett last week and beat the Bengals with New England. A team that is, in comparison, offensive roster-wise, is a team much lower than the Browns, or should be viewed that way. It didn't matter. Van Pelt put together a game plan and went out and beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And I said then, I like to hire for the Patriots, and I said there could be a bigger sign for things to come in Cleveland, because Jimmy Haslam is going to blame everybody but Deshaun Watson until it's time to blame Deshaun Watson. But it's going to be too late. Everybody's going to be run out. And before we jump into this, I want you guys to see a statement that Kurt Warner put up, because Kurt Warner's got a YouTube channel, Kurt Warner X QB Confidential. He breaks down quarterbacks and breaks down film. This is one of the scariest lines you will ever see if you're a Browns fan right now. Maybe the worst NFL Week 1 QB play collectively I've ever seen since becoming an analyst. So I've got a lot of questions and need answers. Here's Study Ball look at Deshaun Watson. Yeah, QB play last week was not good, and Watson was terrible. Seriously. This guy said, what do you think of Watson on the Texans? I thought he was good, but terrible since. So was I wrong all along? Was Bill O'Brien a really good coach? Number one, Bill O'Brien is a pretty good coach. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but offensive-wise, he is. He didn't have much work with New England last year. Personally, I thought he relied too much on athletic plays and wasn't great on playing on time and seeing layups there also. But he had more time and was great when he was creating. He also played way more confident when in Houston. All right, so that's a takeaway right there. But he left plays on the field. Guys, he has not been good here at all. This might be the most concerning part of everything outside of the interceptions, is this completion percentage is awful. And there's plenty of data now. 2022, 2023, 2024. There's plenty of data. And the biggest thing that would concern me is he's worse than he was as a rookie. There's been a significant step back in gameplay from him. So, Cleveland Browns have come out. They made these comments now. And, oh boy, good luck. Seriously. The Browns are hoping to see quarterback Deshaun Watson come through with a strong Week 2 performance. However, there's been a lot of them to consider benching him. You got Jameis Winston. Honestly, after another rough outing in Week 1, the outside noise of being ready to move on from Watson has gotten louder. It's a disaster. We've got another serious allegation on him. So it's not like you've got a serious allegation and the guy is balling out at his previous level. No. You've got a serious allegation and the guy's a dumpster fire on the field. All right, so what is the point of hanging around with this guy besides the fact that you got, $150 million in dead cap money? Looking ahead to the future where the Browns stand about potentially replacing Watson, The Athletic recently made a bold report about their current stance. They made it clear that Cleveland has had no conversation about benching Watson at this point in time. I hope that's a lie. Seriously, if that really hasn't happened, then that is organizational malpractice. And every Cleveland Browns fan should be furious right now. I mean, honestly. And the players should be furious. On the field, it was a rough season opener for the Cleveland Browns offense. And while there is understanding week 1 rust is real, there's also a strong belief in the building that Watson can rediscover his on-field magic. Why? Why would you believe that? There have been no discussions about benching Watson in favor of one of the backups, Jameis Winston or Dorian Thompson-Robinson. It would be Jameis, I would assume. Right now, the Browns don't seem to have any interest in checking out other QB options. In week 1, Watson ended up completing 24 of 45 passes for 169 yards, a TD, and 2 interceptions. Those numbers simply aren't going to get the job done. No. Can you imagine what this is going to look like when they play the Ravens or the Steelers, the way this defense is looking? Oh, it's going to be a murder. It's going to be ugly. And they don't seem to be interested in getting out of this. By the way, on a side note, David Njoku and Jedrick Willis are both out of this game against the Jaguars, which, by the way, I would have had it as a victory if they had any kind of QB play right now. If Joe Flacco was starting this game for the Browns, I would pick them to win the game. No, not now. I'd pick the Jags in this game. I mean, seriously. It's bad. It's bad in Cleveland, and I think people are going to lose their jobs. The one thing I saw when Chris Sims did his top 40 QBs, whatever, he dropped Watson into the 20s now. And this was a guy, I think he had Watson at one point like number 4 or number 5 a few years ago in his ranking. Now he's in the 20s. There's been no evidence that he's a good QB for 3 seasons. There's been no evidence. He's played 1, and people keep going back to some half against the Ravens, and yeah, I remember it, but he's had 1 half of pretty good quarterback play. And it wasn't like he threw 4 touchdowns and a half. That's it. And by the way, are we sure the shoulder's good? That's the other thing that nobody's talking about, is not only does he have the allegations, not only has his play been bad on the field, but what if his shoulder's burnt at this point? I don't know. It's ugly. I know one thing. As of right now, one of the allegations against him should be robbing the Browns franchise of a bitch ton of money. But if I'm a Browns fan, make no mistake, I am furious with Jimmy Haslam, the owner, over this entire situation. Not only that, but allowing the starting quarterback to influence who my backup's going to be because he wanted Joe Flacco out. Nah, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that bullshit. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.